Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. We'd really appreciate it. It'll help our videos, get further outreach and go a long way.
Yes.
So today we'll be discussing energy and vibration. So the first rule of thermodynamics is energy is never created or destroyed. It is only transformed. So energy and vibration is all around us. It is what makes up the entire cosmos. We've discussed in previous episodes that the human body is not only electrical, but it is made up of energy, vibration, and frequency. Some of those elements is actually what makes up your aura. Everyone has a unique energy signature. I've explained before that I've gotten visitations from friends or family, and I've been able to tell who they were because everybody's energy and frequency is like a fingerprint. It's unique to you. So it would stand to reason that in our electrical human bodies, with our spiritual vibrational frequencies, we would be affected by other energies and frequencies. So, what is the relationship between energy and frequency? Science says energy is directly proportional to frequency. In other words, increased frequency means higher energy, lower frequency means lower energy. Then there was a project, it's called the Spain Scale Project. So, some scientists did a study of 25,000 subjects, and they measured the frequencies leaving their body. The strongest frequency to leave the body was authenticity, more specifically, authenticity in what you say and what you believe. So the more you behaved as yourself, spoke in the way you believed or as yourself, that was like the highest frequency your body would give off that could be measurable. And it was a study of 25,000 people.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's called the Spain Scale Project. So they're able to measure the frequencies that leave your body, which emotions and actions will give you your strongest frequencies.
Okay. So I was scrolling through Facebook while waiting for us to get together today, and I ran across a post, and I liked the way they explained our topic for today. And it was those signs from universe, right, that come across. And it says, in science we call it energy, in religion we call it spirit, in the streets we call it vibes. All I'm saying is trust it. So I kind of like the
I love
and it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody sees it, it's the same thing. We just all call
Mhm.
it something different. Yeah.
We all deal with it on the daily. We come
Yes.
across it all the time, 24 hours a day. We're messing with our frequencies, with the energy that we're putting off or picking up, and we don't even realize it,
Yeah.
how it's affecting us.
Yeah. Everything. The entire universe is made up of vibration. It's made up of frequency. So on full moon nights, they
Mhm.
say hospitals, police stations,
Yep.
things like that get filled up because people tend to act more out of character on a full moon night. It's actually where the myth of werewolves came from.
Yeah.
Because people would act out of character on full moon nights. The word lunatic comes from Luna, the moon, because
Okay.
of full moon nights. So there's a history that goes back about energies and vibrations. Even if we didn't understand what was causing it, we understood that it was there and it was doing something.
Mhm. When you mentioned the Spain Scale of Emotion project, Lenny, you reminded me of the Gateway. Let me get this right. The Gateway Experience meditation series that one of our viewers commented in one of our videos. They recommended it to us. So I went ahead and I checked it out to see what it was, what it's about. And I was surprised because a lot of people have been doing this project. Like they're setting up cameras and they're recording themselves. And basically these tapes that are playing frequencies and like these waves like with music, and they'll use high frequencies and low frequencies to, I guess they call it hemi-sync your brain. So they'll get both sides of your brain working at the same time, doing the same thing at the same time. And it aligns the frequencies inside your brain. It was developed by Robert Monroe, and he released a book in the 70s called Journeys of the Outer Body, something like that. And from
think I've
there
heard
came
of
the
that.
outer body, outer body experience. That reference comes from that also. This was in the 70s. And then it was the whole testing it on people and doing it. The whole experience was developed by the Monroe Institute. So the CIA took it upon themselves to investigate and work upon it. And I think it was in 1983 or something like that they did it. And the reports, I think, were released in 2003 to the public. So I went and I checked out the videos and I put it on just to see what it was all about, what all the hype was about. Because it was a lot of, if you Google it or if you look it up on YouTube, people are selling these tapes. It's all over the place. So I tried it. I don't recommend it just because we actually don't know what it is that's playing for our brains. But I tried it anyway, being very naive. I think,
Being very brave.
Yeah, also. But it was weird. I had a very weird experience where I felt, because I usually end up falling asleep during meditations if I'm lying down. And I did this meditation and I would wake up, well, my legs would start moving like this, and that movement will like wake me up out of my sleep while I had this thing playing in my ears. I had my headphones on and I would feel the movement in my legs and it would wake me up. And I'm like, wait, was I feeling my body vibrating? And I would feel it again. So I got a little spook, like, wait. This is from the government. I don't know what they're doing. Let me let it go. And I started seeing more videos. Most people don't get any type of reaction from this project, but I had the experience. I had a reaction. It was weird. My
sounds
legs,
weird.
yeah, my legs and my arms started vibrating. It was really, I don't know. Since I don't know what it is that it's kind of like some people refer to it as brainwashing. It's from the government. So if you want to try it, go ahead. I'm not personally ever going to do it again just because supposedly it's to help you develop your psychic abilities more than you already have. And for those people that are interested in it, a lot of people do it for that reason. Like they want to develop abilities that they might not have easy access to or haven't been able to do it.
This is for, it's like a music or just like sounds?
It sounds, it's frequency, like
okay.
kind of like, and it's also talking, like he'll talk to you.
Okay.
You can tell it's really old. It's like it's from the 70s or the 80s. It's
Probably from 8-track.
Yeah, I think so. So he's talking and you'll hear him say like affirmations, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Where, like, I am this, I am that, and da 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 da. And then you'll hear these weird sound. Like, have you guys ever had an MRI done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hear that type noises. It's stuff like that. It's weird noises. And then you kind of feel it. I had that experience where I felt the movement. I felt even my head, like it was uncomfortable. Like I felt, just if you're very curious like me, then try it. But be careful because we don't know what it is in actuality. So it's kind of like playing with fire. The way I see it,
I think I understand you, because I was trying before, like frequency. How you say that? Frequency sounds for to clean the energy, and it's something like that. It's like start like beating and different sounds. and sometimes you can hear more on the left side and next on the like
Yes.
it's
Yeah,
weird,
because what they're trying to do is align both sides of your brain at
like
the
a
same time.
balance.
They call it hemisync,
Activated
but it's
all at
that.
once.
It's balancing
Okay.
everything at the same time
Yeah.
because we only use what percentage of the brain is it at the
10% of our
we
brain
only
we
use
actually
10%.
use.
Yeah, so what they're trying to do is like from my understanding, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're trying to activate your brain so that because some people tend to use more one what is it, the
Some
left
people are
side or the
more
right side?
left-sided or
Yeah, you remember.
right-sided.
Right.
Yeah. Now you
So what
remember me something. You know
uh-huh.
the movie Lucy?
Oh yeah.
With Scarlett
They are
Johansson?
talking about like we can use just only one a percent in your brain.
Right. Yes.
So I recommend this movie
That was a good
because they
movie.
talk about that.
Yeah.
They
So
talk
in this
about that.
project, the reason why they were doing this project was because they wanted to use psychic, and correct me if I'm wrong, Lenny, they wanted to use the psychics for what was it?
Remote viewing and things like that.
Yes,
They
kind of
they
like
Remote what?
did remote viewing. So
mhm,
you would close your eyes. They would do experiments and they would
mhm,
tell them,
Okay.
we want you to they would give them coordinates or something like that. I forget how they would get them to focus on a certain place and they would ask them, what do you see? And they would write it
Okay.
down and they would describe a lot of stuff, but it wasn't anything accurate enough or detailed enough that they could actually use. So
exactly.
they stopped studying it. But like people would get what the room looked like, colors, machinery, people, um, and
They wanted to
they would have
they
multiple people do it at the same time, and they would all come back with the same
it,
information.
and I think the end goal was ultimately to be able to use it as a
For
sure thing
as
for
a spy.
interrogate as a spy and for interrogations. That's why the CIA got
Oh,
involved. I mean,
Yeah, they
according
wanted to.
to everything that we found on the internet, right?
Oh
According
yeah,
to the
no,
internet,
there's a study for sure,
there's
and
a
I will put there's another study, I'll put the name on the bottom where they specifically use them to use them as spies without having to put people in the places that they needed spying on,
right.
so that they could get them information from a safe space
Yeah.
and without
So,
letting the people know that they were being spied on.
yes. And it's weird because it got another boom recently. Like it went viral again, and people are selling this stuff. They're selling the CDs, but you can find it on YouTube for free. I mean, I ran across a few of them, and I did one, I think one or two, because I fell asleep because I had clicked on a playlist, and I fell asleep doing it.
Yeah, because it's a
But
whole
I think I
series,
went
right?
Yes, there's like 10 tapes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It could be more, it could be less, but I know that there was like a whole playlist of these tapes. And I did one or two, and I was freaked out about it afterwards. I was like, what did I do? I don't know what I did. Because whereas most of the people that I ran across said that they had it didn't affect them in any way, that they would record themselves and they would sleep. I had physical reactions to these tapes. So it
And
was
you've never
weird.
had that sensation since,
No,
before or
not
since?
not exactly. Not before and not after. Just during. And then I was like, "Oh my God." I was spooked a little bit. But then again, I'm chicken in this group, so like
Oh,
I'll
I
just
am
like them.
too.
But I'm very daring, but at the same time I'm not. So
Yeah,
I just freaked out a little about it.
it depends on what it is.
Right.
yeah.
It is. And then, it's coming from the government. We don't know what it is exactly that it's doing. That's why I don't recommend you do it. But if you're a super curious person and you wonder if it would affect you in any kind of way, or if it'll help you develop your abilities, then it's out there. And it's called Gateway Experience Meditation Series.
Thank you for the recommend, by the way, our viewer.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then you can also, there's all kinds of meditations using frequencies and for different things. Like I found some that are called alpha, beta, theta, delta, and gamma
Yeah.
meditations. Alpha is supposed to be this meditation where it's supposed to take you into a very relaxed, passive, attentive state. Beta, it's for anxiety, to be very active, external attention, like to be like, I guess, very focused and aware of everything that's going on the outside, and also for relaxation. Theta, it's supposed to be very deeply relaxed, almost in that deep sleep.
I've heard of that.
It's supposed to take you into that deep sleep, and it'll supposedly put you out for like 10 hours plus.
I've heard of that before about theta waves.
Yeah, it's supposed to help you with inward focus instead of external, like beta. I guess that's the one that people would use for I guess inner healing and stuff. Those kind of videos you'll see, they'll mention healing and stuff like that. Delta is for sleep.
Yeah.
Delta is to help you sleep. And then gamma is for concentration, I guess, concentration and focus. I haven't personally tried any of those meditations. I don't know if you guys have, but I haven't.
Not for a specific for that, no. But people say when you meditate, when you make meditation, you get the difference. What do you say the name? The different
Frequency?
frequency. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Depends about how deep your meditation. Because I think you're supposed to meditate every day. So when you meditate every day, you can get the high frequency.
a higher frequency. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I understand we are busy. And sometimes when we say we don't have time, like something to me this during this week. And last week I was so busy, I'm so tired. And I say, no, you're supposed to do that every day because that's help you, to get the high frequency.
Yeah.
The higher energy.
Yes. So if you meditate every day or maybe 3 times in a week, you can get the high frequency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Meditation is actually, outside of a head injury, one of the only ways you can rewire your brain. If you do a focused meditation daily for a long period of time, you can actually rewire your brain. The only other way they know how it happens is when someone has a brain injury.
Okay.
The brain will rewire itself to go around the injury, where meditation helps you to create healthier rewiring.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a different way of looking at it. I hadn't done it that way.
Yeah, they've done studies, like, they'll do the brain scans and stuff with people, and they can see the differences in them. The hertz and kilohertz.
Mhm.
So I was looking them up, and it seems like everybody has their own ideas of what frequencies do what. It depended on who you looked for, but the ones that were said the same things, I wrote them down. So 174 hertz frequency helps with physical and emotional pain and stress. 852 hertz is for spiritual balance and to help connect you with your spirit guides. 963 hertz is a God frequency, and it helps you connect to higher power and helps your awakenings. 741 hertz helps with intuition, mental clarity, and manifesting. Hertz 639, communication and harmony and relationships. Hertz 432 and 528 can help with sleep and anxiety. Hertz 888, good luck and abundance. 639 hertz. Oh, I already did the 69. So yeah, the 888 was the last one, the good luck and abundance. Those were just a few. There's so many different, I guess you can adjust the frequencies and the hertz or the kilohertz to whatever you want them to be. And each frequency does something different.
Okay.
And that also ties in with the law of attraction and
Yeah.
manifestation. Everything that you want is at a certain frequency or vibration, and you just have to match the vibration of the things that you want to manifest. And when you match the vibration, it creates a magnetism and it draws those things to you.
So let me ask you, what would it be a high frequency or low frequency money? Like, because I know that's probably be what most people would aim for
It
with
would be,
manifesting.
I don't know if that would be considered a high or low, but
Right.
I know for certain there is a particular frequency when it comes to abundance. Like here, on here it says 888 is good luck
Mhm.
and abundance. And I don't know if that's because of the frequency itself or if it's because it's 888 is associated with money and abundance, good luck and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, I do know that they use a combination of those things, the number of the frequency and what they do. They tend to cross over into numerology and
Okay.
what the numbers in numerology represent. So
Okay.
yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
what it would come off as. Is that a high frequency or low? Would it be a high or low?
I
Because
would think if
some people look at money as a good thing, and some people look at it as a curse. Like the people
that's the
that got it.
thing. Yeah, I think it depends. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like if I had to guess, okay, if I had to guess, I would think that it would be a higher frequency
For those that don't have
because
it.
right. And then for people that do have it, it's not so much that the abundance that the frequency of the abundance that they're tapped into is bad.
Mhm.
It's more that the other things they're not tapped into around their life makes them feel, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
like you could have all the money in the world and still not be happy type
Right.
deal. You may not have love, you may not have friendship, you may not have loyalty and things like that. So I would say for people who don't have abundance or that type of financial stability, you would want to tap into a higher frequency from what like I've heard people like Abraham Hicks have said. Now for
Okay.
someone who does have abundance but is everything in their life is crappy except for their money. You know what I mean? So you need to stop focusing on the money and focus on the other
Everything else.
vibrational frequencies of love, friendship, harmony, communication, and things like that. So I would think it depends on the person and the situation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you don't have not like when you need money or when you need something, I think you have to start be grateful for what you have now. That's when you create the frequency. I think you have to start be grateful for what you have. And
Yeah,
and you create the frequency like abundance. I
right.
That's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hear a
No, it
lot of
makes sense.
people talk about lack mentality.
Mhm.
So if you're
Yeah.
always in lack mentality, you're always lacking. So you need to tap into that abundance mentality, to bring forth
Right.
that energy of
Yeah.
abundance.
And
and
then
it's
here's the
hard.
and then I see people with money like that got money, they're sure of the money that they got. So that's probably
Mhm.
why they keep attracting it also,
Right,
even if they're not constantly thinking of it. Or they're trying
right.
to save it, invest it, do this with that, do that with that. So it's probably why they're attracting so much money towards them. I would assume. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think it depends on the person. Um,
Mhm.
some like if you go by numerology, some life paths are naturally attract abundance because
Right.
their life path vibrational energy is of abundance. So abundance just comes naturally. Um,
Yeah.
like my sister-in-law, she's like a double eight or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And she's been blessed. She's always been financially blessed all her life. So, like when my brother, his wife was his her husband was figuring out the numbers for everyone in his family, and he realized her numbers had eights in them. He was like, "Well, no wonder." Yeah. So because she's just always been blessed that way. So yeah.
Okay.
So, like I was saying earlier, the relationship between energy and frequency is that the higher the frequency, the higher the energies. So, energies is it's like the flip side of the coin of frequency and vibration. They're all the same thing, different aspects of it, I guess.
Mhm.
And energies impact empaths a lot, the vibrations as well. I know I pick up a lot of vibrational energy and the I can tell if it's like good energies, you know what I mean, or good vibes or bad vibes, bad energies. If they're dark, if they're heavy, if they're light and things like that. And as we were saying, everything is made up of energy, frequency and vibrations.
Right.
So everything that you come into contact with, everyone that you come into contact with, all the places you come into contact with will have a energetic effect on you
Mhm.
and how you perceive those energies and stuff
Right.
like that. So we've really tried to push forth the idea of if you are empathic, definitely taking care of your energies and stuff, cleansing the energies of your bodies because we as empaths, our bodies are built to hold on to energies and
Mhm.
we will hold on to a lot more negative stuff than what we need to. And it can become bad for our health, bad for spirit, bad for many things.
It's like energy attracts
Oh, like what
energy.
you were saying with the
Right.
frequencies and yeah, and when
Right.
you match energies or vibrations, it you when you match it, you call it to you.
Right.
So that is where the law of attraction comes in a lot. Like the book The Secret,
Mhm.
Abraham Hicks, there are people who talk about the law of attraction very heavily, manifesting and all of that. And that's where your manifestation comes in as well. You're not only matching vibrations and frequencies, but you're also maintaining energetic levels when you're trying to manifest. So, for instance, I when I listen to Abraham Hicks, and it's a few different techniques that are involved in it, but they always say, imagine you've already gotten the thing that you want. Um, Imagine you already have it, or feel as though you already have it. So I took that to mean, so I'm going to act like I won the lotto, right? And I've done it twice. And both times my husband hit. He just
It is.
hit over the weekend again. So and I had been trying it again to because I knew this episode was coming up and there were certain things that were coming into my that were coming to my attention, like to try to do things like this. And
Mhm.
it worked the second time. And basically, I just kept acting as though I was expecting a phone call from my husband saying, "Hey, babe, we hit the lotto, blah, 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 blah." Like I just kept acting like that phone call. You know, when you're excited for something, like if you're excited for a big trip and you have
Mhm.
that excitement in you, I just kept holding on to that excitement and that excitement and that excitement. And I kept repeating it to myself, like, I'm going to get that call. I'm going to get that call. I'm going to get that call. And sure enough, Saturday night, we were laying in bed watching TV and he's on his phone and he sat straight up and he's like, oh crap, you know, and it's a
That's
few
so
extra
good.
$100 in our pocket, which we will never
Mhm.
say no to.
Mhm.
So I'm going to keep trying to implement it and see what happens. But that is the type of, you're trying to match that energetic frequency or that energetic vibration to manifest
Mhm.
things forth in your life. And that's where that energies and empaths, we can be very successful at manifestation because we have such a relationship with energies and frequencies and stuff like that, the vibrations and stuff.
Also, I with clairsentience, we can speak up. We can with clairsentience. You can also pick up on spiritual energies, and you can tell, like she was saying earlier, you can tell if it's something good that's in the area around you, or if it's something not good or something dark. And you can feel it, like their energy. The closer they are to you, or the closer spirit is to you, you can pick up that energy and you can feel it. It's what makes the little hairs on your skin stand up, and the back of your neck, or wherever it is that they're approaching you. You could feel that. It's the energy that we're picking up on. Um, and according to everything that we've researched, you got to have that. The higher your frequency, right, the more easier it is to connect with whatever it is that's around you. So the
To
spiritual
connect with
being that's,
everything,
yeah,
everything
Yeah.
on the lighter side.
on the
Yeah.
lighter side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And the same goes for the lower your frequency, the easier it is for you to attract, I guess, dark energy and
Yeah,
all the dark beings or whatever is on that dark
Yeah.
spectrum. So
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
We have.
you have both ends to compete with. So you want to try and stay on that. It's one of the important reasons of keeping those energies as high as you can while maintaining it kind of a normality, I guess it would be.
That from that mid-level to that
Hmm.
high, and you know, because the higher the frequency, the more energy it gives you, but it does take time to build up that what is it, stamina to keep that high frequency at all times. So you may go through a level, but if this is low, you want to stay mid-level to high. You never
Right.
want to go
Yeah.
below mid-level. And the higher you keep it, the better chances of attraction and manifestation and things like that come into play.
Right.
I would think about when I was hearing you talking about the energy. I was think about like when you go into some places, some people, have the low frequency, and in the same room you can find people with the high frequency,
Yeah.
and you don't have to answer the question, but you can think about that, like what kind of person you think you are, the person you take the energy or the person you give the energy.
Explain
I
So
again.
because
I think
oh,
I'm a giver. I think
okay.
I'm a giver. I can sense other people's energy because I can pick up on other people's emotions. At least as an empath, I have that. I'm able to do that. Um, and so when I feel like because I don't know if it's their energy that I'm picking up on or their emotions that I'm picking
All
up
of
on.
it.
So all of it. So
Mhm.
when I sense that they're feeling down or that they need some support, some kind of support, I'm the one that'll go give a hug. So I think I'm sharing some of
Yeah.
my energy with
Yeah.
them.
You are.
Um, and so I think I'm a giver, but
A
I
giver.
can, but I know, like I can read the room. Like I'm able to read. I can tell
Yeah.
who's on this level, who's down, who's pissed, who's in a good mood, and I can just, and even when they're okay, and then all of a sudden they're not okay, I'm also able to like because I don't just sense their emotions. Sometimes their emotions come over me, like all of a sudden I'll feel their sadness, or I'll feel their happiness, or I'll feel their excitedness. So, and then I don't know, I need to go if especially if it's somebody that's really sad, or like I know they're going through something, I'll just go to them and talk to them and hug them if I have to. It could be a random stranger, and I've done it so many times. So I know I'm a
Yeah.
giver.
Because some people say about the energies, like a vampire energies. They take your energy.
Energy vampires.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's, I don't know, maybe depend about the mode, or I don't know, because sometimes people complain a lot,
Yeah.
and I think that's the people take the energy from you.
well, I
There's
wonder if that goes along with, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I wonder if it's because they have really low energies, so they feed off of yours to kind of
exactly.
Yeah.
get up
Yeah.
to
Um,
where, at least to where you are, I think.
there's a scientific thing. I don't know what the correct term would be. It's called
Mhm.
constructive interference. So when you have let's say you have a flat lake, right? A placid lake where there's no ripples, no nothing. It's like glass. And you throw rocks from two different directions. It'll cause that ripple, right? Well, if they're when they're the same size, they will combine and become bigger ripples,
Mhm.
right? But if one is smaller, like one is smaller and one is bigger, it's going to compensate to come to that medium ripple. So it's going
Okay.
to take energy from the high and give it to the low, like
Okay.
the energy vampire. So if they're of low vibration, they will pull your energy into themselves. Some people are low energy, but some people are literally energy vampires. They will suck energy from you, like just,
Hmm.
exactly the way it sounds.
I saw a lot of people complain and never tire about complaints. And I say, how they have a lot of energy to complain every day. And I think that's the answer, because
Because
they
they
take
suck
from the
the
others.
energy out of everybody else around them. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you ever been around someone who complains all it's exhausting. It's
yeah,
exhausting to be around someone who's in a negative, bad, complaining type of negative energy all the time. And it's because they're constantly pulling energy from you.
And
Yeah.
it takes a toll on you, especially if you're an empath, and you can feel when you're getting, because you can sometimes even feel it when you're getting drained, when you get tired,
Physically tired, literally physically
yeah,
tired, like if you'd been
yeah,
doing
mentally
something.
mentally tired, like if you've
Hmm.
been focused reading something all day, or
Sometimes
you've been
I'll get
straining.
headaches and stuff
Hmm.
if I've been around
yeah.
too much negativity, people who are just like constantly negative and complaining and bad moods, and it'll give me a headache. It just
Yeah. And you can, through meditation, you can shield yourself. You can
Mhm.
create, um, you can build wards and shield yourself, type walls, mental walls. There's all kinds of,
Visualization.
yes, there's all kinds of really good meditations out there that explore that. It's like kind of like a protection, some kind of
Yeah.
barrier you create between you mentally or spiritually and other people, where you're able to still pick up on everybody else. You're still able to do the things you do and the things you want to, because I like helping people.
Yeah.
I personally like being able to help people and soothe them or just
That's the
be
sign
there.
of an empath, is
Yeah,
enjoying to help people.
right. But this is protecting you while you're able to do all those things that you normally do without even thinking about it. Sometimes it's just normal
Yeah,
for me
and
to
you
do.
have to do
Yeah.
your energy cleansings on top
Oh
of the
yeah.
protections,
Right.
because
Because
our
go
bodies
ahead.
are naturally biologically made to hold on to energies, and we,
Yes.
even though we protect ourselves, stuff is still going to come through. You're still going to, you're interacting with so many things, stuff will get through, and you have to constantly cleanse, clear, and clarify the
Right.
energies,
Which
especially
is
the toxic energies.
Yep. Which is exactly what Ani was saying earlier about having to do the meditations every day. It's highly recommended that you do these meditations. If you can do it early in the morning before you do anything else, I don't know if you've got a prayer routine, include this in, that mental thing where you shield yourself, you protect yourself, and then also release, like cleanse when you're in if you can do it in the shower, right? I mean, if you're the one to shower in the morning, then that's the best time to do it. It's I'm the one, I'll do it on my way to work because I take a super quick shower. I have to, like, I get up at the last minute and I'm out the door. So I do everything super quick. My relaxed time is when I'm on my way to work because I have a 45-minute commute. So I'll do it. Even though I'm driving and I'm concentrated, I'm able to focus and do that meditation on my way to work because I'm in customer service. I deal on the daily with different energies and different vibrations, high frequencies, low frequencies on the daily. And it works for me. I recommend it. Try to do it in the morning. It takes it can take up to 5 minutes if you're easily focused. If you're like me and you take a little bit longer, you can take maybe 10, 15 minutes to do it. Uh, but I highly suggest it for everybody, especially if you're an empath, if you identify as an empath. Um, what was I
And
gonna say?
water
Oh,
is one of the best conductors of vibration
yes,
and
it
stuff like
is.
that.
So the
So
shower is a super good
it's
place
a
to do it.
perfect place. Anytime you can do it in water, it helps speed things and cleanse deeper and stuff like that, because it's such a wonderful conductor.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you get home from work and you're sitting in your car, just sitting there, that's exactly what you're doing. You're releasing that energy. You release it, the dark energy, the toxic energies, whatever it is that you picked up during the day. Even if you did your meditation, even if you did your shield, you should. I do it before I get out of my car. Like because I don't want to bring none of that stuff from work into my
Yeah.
house. So I'll leave it in the car on my way out. Or if you don't want to jinx your car for whatever reason, if you're that type of person, get
You
out the
could
car and before you walk
sage
in
your
the door.
car.
Yeah, you
Sage
could.
inside your car.
But the idea is to release these energies and then, cleanse your chakras. If you have to do it again, jump in the shower. I mean, I'm the one, I'll shower before I'm out the door and when I get home, because like I said, I work in customer service. So I'll take my showers as soon as I walk in the door again. But, you know, take the time to release these energies because it's beneficial to you mentally, spiritually, and physically. Because once you
Oh, yeah.
start meditating, it's very helpful for you um, with your health, with your mentality, everything is super. And then here's the thing, we're not saying that you can't have a bad day or an off day because we're human. It's
Exactly.
going to happen. You're going to have a bad day or you're going to run into somebody who's going to ruin your whole day. Early in the morning, it could be early in the morning, somebody tried to run you off the road or cut you off, or sometimes I'm listening, I'm praying, on my way to work, or I'm meditating and you'll hear me curse a storm. All of a sudden I'll start cursing. Like, and then I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm trying to stay, get out of that road rage and stay in that positive mentality, but I'm human and it happens. Or you have a problem with a coworker or with some random person that makes you have that really bad day. You gotta catch yourself because you're
Yeah.
allowed to have these moments, but you gotta catch yourself and try to realign yourself or tune into that right frequency that you have to so that you don't stay in that negative mentality. And
That's the key, not
yes,
staying in it, because like you said, we're all human, things happen, we
hmm
have reactions, we have emotions, we have feelings, we have our final straws too. And,
yeah,
the key is sometimes letting yourself release the anger and stuff in a productive type of way. I'm not telling you go out and start screaming and yelling at people, saying no, like take a moment, breathe, release that anger, how you were saying, release all those emotional energies in the car and everything, and then try to re-elevate your vibration, bring
Yeah.
yourself back up, think about things that make you feel lighter and
hmm
happier. And it's not, you know, the you only have so much time on this earth. Why would you want to spend a single second or minute of it in anger, misery, frustration more than what you have to? So reminding yourself that the person who angered you or whatever it may be, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Work it through, breathe, recollect, and recenter, you
but
Yeah.
I
know?
mean, how much of your energy do you want to give these people? Because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're freely giving them, these people that made you get into that negative flow state, you're freely giving them your good energy because, like Ani said before, they're feeding off of you. Like
Exactly.
they're feeding off of your energy, and you don't want to share yourself with them because that's what it
Yeah.
is at the
Yeah.
end of the
You
And
know,
day.
and
there
frequency is like you can change the frequency like a channel. Like I
yes.
don't know if you remember, Jeannie, when I told you when I'm sad, I'm trying to change the frequency, like
Yeah.
vibration. Like I have a little secret to change my mode. And I'm trying to, like you say, Lenny, you say, take a breath. So, and I try to make a deep breath and I think about my firstborn or my sons,
Yeah.
the day they are born. And I think I changed the whole frequency and I feel like the feeling love. And I'm
Mhm.
going to take like a high frequency again. So I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a secret for a little secret and works for me a lot.
Yeah. And I don't know
A
how
lot.
true this is, but they say love is the highest frequency
Yeah.
you can achieve.
Yeah. So
So
you,
I
you
mean,
can take
I don't know
you
how
can
it works.
take a special moment in your life and you can take a breath and think about that and you can see the difference. You can feel the different energy on your body
Yeah,
and the
Yeah.
emotions. That's true. For me, it's
it
Yeah.
work.
is.
It is. There's like cancer patients, like terminally ill patients, they'll recommend that they watch funny
Comedies.
comedies,
Oh
uplifting
yeah.
stuff that has a lot of laughter in it because there's been miracles just from that alone
Yeah.
where these people are healthy or they gave them 2 or 3 months and they live 10 more years or something along those lines.
Um, Laughter is just under a love, specifically
hmm
unconditional love is, I think, the highest frequency you can achieve, or
okay,
vibration
okay,
is unconditional love. But
right.
yeah, laughter falls right under that. It's like that secondary tier. Um,
Yeah. So So think of happy. Think of what makes you happy. And if you can make a note of it so that you can think of it real quick, like don't wait to be on that spot where you're pissed off and you're trying to think, because you will block yourself. You will mentally block yourself and you won't be able to think about it.
Yeah.
I will, if I can't, because recently I went through something like that. And I couldn't even think of, like, I have my go-to things. I couldn't even think. I picked up my cell phone and I started scrolling through my pictures. And I take a lot of pictures. I'm the type of person that'll take a lot of pictures, and all family pictures, places that I've been to, all that stuff, it fills me up and makes me happy.
Yeah.
Things I've done and places I've been and family that I love. And so try to have that an idea, or if you could jot it down so you can try to remember it if you need it real quick. But if you get that mental block, grab your phone, start scrolling through
Yeah.
your pictures, have something to have
Yeah.
some favorites.
If you
Yeah.
can, you if you
Sometimes
have the type of job where you can watch like a series or something as you're
yeah.
working, put a comedy series, put a comedy podcast on, or something like that, something that you know, like you said, just elevates.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I like roses. So sometimes I think about a rose in my mind and I feel like, oh my God, that's beautiful. And I feel like my energy change
Yes.
at the moment. Yeah. And yeah, you can, I think I remember like 6 years ago when I was so sick, I'm trying to watch I Love Lucy because she's so funny for me. And oh my God, that's helped me a lot. And you can sing, you can pick up, you can remember your dog or your cat or think about something, make you feel happy, a favorite song or something. And you can change
Yeah.
the frequency. You can do that.
Yeah. Well,
The other thing with this path, if you're on a spiritual path, or if you're trying to develop your gifts, if you're working on all this kind of stuff, try not to take it so seriously. Take time to do other things, and then not 100%, but take time to keep a whole full life with everything that you're doing, so that you don't get frustrated when you run into a block, or when you're trying
burnout.
to
You get
when you're
burnout
trying yes, or when
from
you're trying to
being
release um emotional traumas, if you're working on healing, self-healing and all that stuff. So take a break from it and do other things so that you don't fall into that low frequency or those low vibes yourself, because you just going back and reliving those emotions, those if you're what is it, the dark night of the soul, if you're
Mhm.
working on that, if you're reliving those moments, anything that caused mental trauma for you or stressful moments, try to you working on it, you're doing your self healing, but take time to do other things so that you don't 100% bring yourself down to that state. It's good to
Yeah.
work on it, but not for it to be the only thing that you're doing,
Yeah,
I think.
because we're here to have a human experience as
Right.
well. And part of the human experience is enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like going out, doing things, enjoying yourself. If you get so stuck on one thing all the time, you'll get burnout, and
Mhm.
you'll become more frustrated, and it's easier to get plateaued somewhere. Like you won't have any movement. If you can have a good mixture of both the spiritual and physical enjoyments of life, a balance. Everything has to be in balance, in moderation. It can actually help all the other parts of life. Um, it's like when a baker puts a little bit of salt in their cake batter because it
Mhm.
brings out the sweetness of the batter. When you have balance and everything, it brings out the sweetness and the enjoyment of all parts of your life and stuff like that. So that's why we're not just spiritual beings. We're not just human physical beings. We're a combination of the both. So
Right.
everything in balance.
Like a yin yang.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
Las diferentes informaciones que yo he leído en diferentes websites o libros, todo llega a un fin, que una vez que tú ya sepas que tú estás en un estado de frecuencia y que tú lo puedes cambiar, ya tú eres como tú tienes una parte de responsabilidad de cómo cambiar tu frecuencia. No está bien dicho.
No, I mean, so Ani was saying that according to all the books that she's read and the people that she's heard speak on energies, vibrations, and frequencies, that once you are aware of your own energies and frequencies and stuff, and you are consciously know how to change them for the better, it becomes your responsibility to maintain your own energy and frequency vibrations. Because now, before the fact, you may not have had an idea of how it works, what affects it, what helps it, and all of that.
Yeah.
But once you know, then it's completely up to you to maintain that level of vibration and frequency at a certain level in order to progress and keep along your path.
Right.
Yeah, much better than me.
And we said earlier, water is a great conductor of
Mhm.
vibration and energy. Laughter is a great conductor of high levels of energy, vibration, joy. Meditation and grounding can also help with all of those things. And also being aware of who you spend your time with as well. Some people, like if someone's an energy vampire and they live off of drama and chaos in their own life, just to come to you to complain to you and take all that energy from you in order for them to go back and deal with more drama and craziness, it's not a good thing for you. you know um if you're around positive people, my husband he's told our boys this since they were as young as I can remember. If you hang around positive people, positive things will happen. If you hang around the wrong people, bad things can happen. You can be in the wrong place, wrong time,
Mhm.
wrong people. So always surround with yourself with positive people who are trying to do good things, and stay on the right side of life and light and energy and all of that, because you are who you hang with. I
Yes.
mean, all of those, sayings and cliches and birds of a feather and all of that.
Create your own tribe.
Yeah, your tribe, your vibe dictates your tribe. Is it your vibe
Mhm.
dictates your tribe? That
Yeah.
type of thing. If you're trying to stay in a positive mind frame, it's so much easier to do it when you're around positive people than trying to stay positive around a bunch of negative people,
Right.
because you're always trying to up their energies and like, cheer up, it's okay, we can get through this, and da, 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 and that takes energy. It takes energy to do that.
Mhm.
So yeah, those are a bunch of the recommendations that I think I've come across.
About the energy I give or take, I think I more than give energy, more than take, because sometimes we are in a bad mode because we are human. That's something normal. But I'm trying to give more than take.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to be in a high frequency.
Okay.
Yeah, I try to give more than take.
Okay.
Yeah, like I have to get to a certain point before I get to that space where I'm like, I need help, or, I need to vent to someone, like I
Mhm.
gotta get to a certain point, I tend to be the person that most people come to
Mhm.
when they need to vent or advice or, just need someone to listen or something. Um, yeah. So I would say I'm
More
more of a
giver than
giver than anything, but I have my moments.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we all do.
Yeah.
So if you want more details or more information on any of the some of the topics that we covered superficially, you can check out some of our other videos. We have one on empaths, we have manifestation, grounding and meditations, and uh
The clairsentience.
the clairs. Yeah, we covered all the
Yeah.
clairs. If you want more information on those, you can go ahead and check those out.
On our upcoming episodes, we'll be discussing chakras, the dark night of the soul, and mediumship. And for anyone who knows anyone who is bilingual Spanish speaking, we have been releasing our videos in Spanish. So if you know someone who doesn't speak English and may want to check out our content, please let them know. And feel free to share. Hope you enjoy all the content.
Hopefully, the information we share with you today has been helpful in some way to you, and please remember to trust the process. We thank you for staying with us and hope you will join with us on another episode of Discovering Our Gift. Ta-da!